All right, get this. Today's deep dive centers around a story so powerful, so full of heart, that it had our entire team hooked.
You already know I love a good listener story, and this one seems especially poignant.
Totally.
That connection between fishing, family, and those almost mythical catches, it's a universal language.
And the way Todd describes his dad, Cecil, you can just tell fishing wasn't just a hobby for them, it was a lifeline.
The significance of a place.
They had this special spot, this hidden cove off the beaten path, that was like their own personal Garden of Eden.
It's like the water itself holds memories, stories whispered beneath the surface.
You can practically hear the echoes of their laughter, the gentle whir of the fishing reel.
Absolutely. And speaking of fishing reels, there's this one lure that becomes a key player in the story. A green and blue spinnerbait that Cecil painstakingly modified over the years. It's fascinating how objects can become imbued with such a meaning, becoming almost sacred relics passed down through generations.
It wasn't just any lure, it was the lure. A symbol of his love for the craft and his bond with Todd.
In a way, it's not just a lure they're casting out there, it's a piece of their family history.
Okay, so picture this. It's a bright sunny day, and teenage Todd is out on the lake with Cecil, fishing in their sacred cove. Suddenly, bam, they hit the big one.
You know, for many anglers, landing a fish like that isn't just about the sport, it's about testing your limits, about proving your mastery over nature, even if only for a fleeting moment.
Todd describes it as an epic battle. A fish so powerful it nearly pulled him overboard. And in this moment, it's as if time slows down. They're reeling it in inch by inch, hearts pounding with anticipation. But just as they think they've got it, disaster strikes.
Talk about a gut punch. Years of modifications, countless memories tied to that lure, it's gone in an instant.
The fish makes this last-ditch effort for freedom, snapping Cecil's line and vanishing back into the murky depths, taking that prized, one-of-a-kind lure with it.
I imagine the silence in that boat after the line snapped was deafening.
It's the kind of loss that stays with you, right?
There's a certain beauty in that, wouldn't you say?
But even though it was a crushing blow, Todd says it became a story they'd laugh about, a what-if woven into the fabric of their family lore.
How even in disappointment, even in loss, we find ways to weave stories that bind us together.
But like all good fishing stories, it's about so much more than what's on the end of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Life has a way of changing the current, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Years drift by, and Cecil's health takes a turn.
It's a loss that resonates so deeply, the passing of a parent.
It happens quickly. And before Todd knows it, his dad, his fishing buddy, his hero, is gone.
Especially one who played such a pivotal role in shaping who we are.
And for Todd, carrying on that legacy meant returning to the water.
It makes you think about how we carry those legacies forward, how we keep those memories alive.
On the anniversary of Cecil's death, he decides to visit their spot, their cove.
There's a certain solace we find in revisiting places that hold meaning, especially in times of grief.
It's like he's drawn back to that place where time stood still, where the whispers of the past linger just beneath the surface.
It's like searching for tangible connections to the intangible, a way to bridge the gap between who we were and who we are now.
Exactly. So there he is, alone in the boat, surrounded by the ghosts of shared laughter and fish tales. He casts his line, maybe hoping for a sign, a moment of connection with his dad.
Okay.
And then, boom, that unmistakable tug.
Oh, hold on, what are the chances? This is where that thin veil between coincidence and something more starts to feel a little, well, thin.
Another battle begins.
Wow,
right.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is setting the stage for something extraordinary.
Okay.
This fish, it fights with the same ferocity as the one from years past, pulling, twisting, almost mocking Todd with the memory of the one that got away.
And this time, there's a fierceness in Todd's fight, too. It's no longer just about reeling in a fish. It's about reclaiming a piece of his past, honoring the memory of his father, and maybe, just maybe, proving to himself that some things are worth fighting for, even when the odds seem stacked against you.
And he's not letting go this time. After what feels like an eternity, he manages to reel it in. It's huge, even bigger than the one from all those years ago. But as he pulls it closer, he realizes that the real catch isn't the fish at all. Lodged in the jaw of this massive fish, almost grinning back at him, is Cecil's lure. That green and blue spinnerbait, lost to time and the depths of the lake, had resurfaced.
You hear stories like this, whispers of strange happenings out on the water.
Unbelievable.
But to have it confirmed like this,
I know.
it's like the lake itself was holding on to a piece of their story, waiting for the right moment to return it.
It's almost too much to wrap your head around, right? Todd describes this wave of emotion washing over him, shock, disbelief, and then this profound sense of connection to his father that goes beyond logic, beyond understanding.
And this is where things get really interesting for me. We can talk about probability, the sheer odds of this happening.
Yeah.
But there's a certain poetry to it, don't you think? It speaks to that deep-seated human need to believe that some connections transcend the physical world.
It gives you chills just thinking about it. He could have just kept the lure, a tangible reminder of his dad and that incredible day. But instead, he does something even more remarkable.
He didn't just toss it back, did he?
He actually had the fish mounted, lure still firmly in its jaw. It's a permanent fixture in his home, a testament to the enduring power of memory, family, and maybe even a little bit of magic.
Wow, that's incredible. A constant reminder not just of the catch, but of the connection it represents. It makes you think about the legacy we inherit from the people we love, the echoes of their passions that continue to shape our own.
Exactly. And as we reel in this deep dive, I'm left with this lingering question. What does it mean to discover something you thought was gone forever? Is it a matter of chance, fate, or something beyond our comprehension? I'll tell you what, I don't have the answers, but I have a feeling that sometimes the most meaningful catches are the ones we never expected to find.